Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time this evening to come and learn more about UCLA, and in particular, our summer programs for high school students. My name is Timothy Ye, and I am a student recruitment specialist here at UCLA. It is my pleasure today to speak with you all about UCLA, our campus culture, and in particular, our summer programs for high school students. Today, we're very fortunate to be joined by Sarah Moscow. Sarah is a student affairs coordinator at UCLA, and she'll be speaking more about the Summer College Immersion program, or the SCIP program. So before we start, I would just like to briefly go over a little bit more about the platform that we're currently utilizing. We're currently utilizing the Zoom webinar function. Some key things to keep in mind: this presentation is being recorded, and in a few days' time, we'll provide you all with a link to this recorded presentation. Participants will be muted throughout this session, but if you have any questions, please feel free to utilize the Zoom Q&A function. If you look at your screen on that icon on the rightmost side that says Q&A, you would just click on that and then you'll be able to type out your questions. At the end of the presentation, Sarah and I will have time for a live Q&A. All right, let's get started. So initially, when I'm talking about UCLA, I like to highlight a little bit more about rankings. And the reason being is that I often let high school students know when you're looking for a short-term summer program, it's always very helpful to look towards rankings. Rankings allow us to compare and contrast universities that we're interested in, and it also allows us to better understand the academic strengths of a specific university. I'm very happy to state that UCLA is a very well-ranked university. We were ranked #1 public university for the past 5 years, #9 in World Reputation ranking, and this past fall 2020, we were the university in the US that received the most undergraduate applications. I really believe that these rankings highlight the fact that UCLA is a premier research institution where students feel confident in succeeding and achieving their academic and professional endeavors. Now, as I move over and talk about a little bit about campus culture, I want to talk a little bit more about UCLA. UCLA, or the University of California, Los Angeles, is part of the larger UC, or University of California, system. Of all the UC campuses, UCLA is the largest in terms of student population. We have about 45,000 students on our campus. So in many ways, we are a small city on our campus. And that leads to a very unique campus culture. Now, the reason that I like to talk about campus culture is because it's an important thing to keep in mind as a visiting high school student. Campus culture gives us an insight into the unique ways that students interact with one another, and they also allow us to better prepare ourselves to understand what a university has to offer. Now, when I look at UCLA's unique campus culture, the #1 word that comes to my mind is diversity. When I utilize that word diversity, I'm referring to two key concepts: diversity in terms of identities. We have students from over 100 countries in all 50 US states, but also a diversity in academic and professional interests. Amongst our students and faculty, we have 14 Nobel laureates, 3 Pulitzer Prize winners, and 261 Olympic medalists. I really believe that that combination of a diversity in identities and a diversity in academic and professional interests creates a campus culture where students feel comfortable expressing themselves, celebrating their identities, and learning more about different ideas. Some other rankings that I'd like to highlight: UCLA Health was ranked the #1 hospital in Los Angeles in 2020. In 2019, UCLA was given 1.2 in awarded research grants and contracts. In my personal favorite ranking that's not on this slide, in 2018, UCLA was ranked the #1 university in terms of food. And I think that really highlights this well-rounded experience that we're able to provide students. Not only are you able to come to UCLA and have world class academics, but you're also able to have delicious food. Now, a little bit more about UCLA Summer Sessions. So UCLA Summer Sessions has over 100 years of history serving both UCLA and visiting students. In that time, we've really been able to hone the high level of education and quality that students expect out of UCLA. Some key things that I'd like to highlight regarding UCLA Summer Sessions: for high school students, this is the only way for non-matriculated or non-UCLA students to attend UCLA credit-bearing courses and programs and to receive an official UCLA transcript. High school students will often ask me why this is important, and I like to highlight two key reasons. One of them is the opportunity to earn college credit before you even step foot on a college campus is an incredible opportunity. Many students are able to later on transfer these UCLA credits to their home universities. But another benefit of earning college credit beforehand is an intrinsic benefit. Students walk away from our high school programs with a better understanding of the university classroom experience, and they also walk away with a stronger understanding of what they're looking for when they look towards a four-year university. Another point I'd love to highlight, almost 80% of UCLA students participate in UCLA Summer Sessions before graduating. When you break that down, that means roughly each year, about 70% of our students are our own UCLA students. And the reason I'd like to highlight that is because when I think back to my own experience attending high school, it was really the conversations that I had with university students that allowed me to better understand more about the university experience and also help demystify the college application process. Now, talking more about other benefits, in particular for high school students, I can think of a wide variety, but I think these two really kind of encompass the benefits that we're able to offer high school students. I know how busy high school students are over the summer. Whether it's pursuing an internship, a part-time job, or even just pursuing other sports over the summer, students are looking for a lot of flexibility in terms of summer programs. Our programs at UCLA range from June 21st all the way through September 10th this summer. Our programs range as short as 1 to 3 weeks or as long as 6, 8, or even 10 weeks long. So if you're free any period of time from June 21st through September 10th this summer, you'll be able to study with us at UCLA. Another key point that I'd like to highlight is regarding variety. When I talk to high school students, I often will have high school students ask me about the wide variety of interests that they have. I have students that might be interested in a broader understanding of history, geometry, or I have students that have a very specific interest. What I'm happy about is that here at UCLA over the summer, we offer over 100 different subjects throughout our individual courses, our summer college immersion program, and our pre-college summer institutes. I really believe that whether your interest is in something as broad as engineering or something as specific as Middle Eastern linguistics, it's very likely that you'll be able to find a course at UCLA over the summer. Now, I've been speaking more about our classroom expectations, what we are able to offer to students, but I do want to highlight a little bit more about what UCLA expects out of visiting, and in particular, visiting high school students. We're looking for students who are academically advanced and ready for college level experiences. We're looking for students who have a high level of self-sufficiency, independence, and maturity. And we're looking for students that are committed to a personal and academic integrity, and students that are going to respect all members of the UCLA community. In essence, we're looking for students that are motivated, driven, and ready to take on the responsibility of being in a university classroom. And we're also looking for students that are going to celebrate and value the unique campus culture of diversity that we have here at UCLA. Now, speaking a little bit more about this summer, summer 2021, UCLA has extended remote instruction through our summer. What that means is that there will be no in-person classes meeting on our campus. You'll be able to participate in UCLA summer sessions from the safety and convenience of your home. Now, when I talk to students, sometimes they'll bring up some hesitation regarding remote instruction, and I will often let them know about two examples. This past summer, summer 2020, we were able to successfully transition all of the programs and courses that we had to a remote instruction model. The overwhelming feedback that we received from students and parents alike was that those programs were well run and were in line with the high quality of education that they expect from UCLA summer sessions. But on another level, I also like to highlight the fact that when it comes to summer programs, some of the biggest costs associated with summer programs are related to what I refer to as cost of living expenses. So housing, transportation, food, these are all expenses that are not part of remote instruction. As a result, many students and parents find it a cost-effective method by pursuing remote instruction models. For complete updates on remote learning and COVID-19 related updates, please visit our alerts page at summer.ucla.edu/alerts. Now, I'm going to move over and speak a little bit more about our specific pre-college programs. The easiest way to understand this is looking at this at an overview and understanding that essentially our programs fall into three key categories: pre-college summer institutes, the summer college immersion program, and individual courses. Each of these varies in terms of the classroom experience that they offer students. But right now, during this overview, I just want to highlight more about the time commitment. Students that have a more limited time frame over the summer might look towards pre-college summer institutes because they range from 1 to 3 weeks. The summer college immersion program is 6 weeks long, and the individual courses range from 3, 6, 8, 9, or even 10 weeks long. Now let's take some time to learn a little bit more about each specific category. Individual courses offer students this incredible signature UCLA experience. It's essentially when we adapt a 10-week-long course that we offer at UCLA during the academic year and condense it to different timeframes over the summer. Some key things to keep in mind about individual courses. Students must be 15 years old or older as of June 21st, 2021. And there is a pre-approved list of courses for high school students. Now, that pre-approved list is going to be courses where we've checked in with instructors and we've ensured that students are going to have a smooth transition from that high school level classroom experience to the university level. These pre-approved courses are taken alongside UCLA students, alongside UCLA faculty, but they're just offering students an introductory level experience that's going to allow them to better transition to the university experience. If you look at this list and you're interested in taking a course outside of this list, you can contact our office and we'll be able to start you on a petition process. Now, speaking a little bit more about fees, fees for individual courses consist of two components. One-time fees, which consist of registration, transcript, and technology-related fees, that's a total of $461, and per unit fees, which are $360 per unit. The average course at UCLA is in between 4 or 5 units. Now, let's take some time to learn a little bit more about the specific categories of individual courses. So we have on one end, summer intensive studies. That's when we take that 10-week-long course and condense it to 3 weeks over the summer. This is an incredible opportunity because you walk away in 3 weeks' time with the credit and transcript of what's normally a 10-week-long course. We offer summer intensive studies in the sciences, liberal arts, and foreign languages. And we offer this once in June, once in July, and once in August. It's an incredible opportunity, but as you can tell from the name, I let students know that anytime we take 10 weeks worth of material and condense it to 3 weeks, it is an accelerated learning experience. So it's definitely great for students that are motivated and driven and have a more limited time frame over the summer. On the other end, academic courses are when we take that 10-week-long course and we condense it to 6 to 10 weeks. The majority of academic courses will be 6 weeks, although a few engineering courses will range between 8 to 10 weeks long. For students that are looking for the ability to customize their schedule, be it say you have an interest in 2 different areas, academic courses are going to offer you that great perspective of being able to select and choose your schedule. Moreover, academic courses are the most popular option amongst UCLA undergraduate students, so it's a great opportunity for students to have that direct conversation and interaction with our own UCLA undergraduate students. Now, moving over a little bit, I'm going to talk about the pre-college summer institutes. Summer institutes revolve around separate subjects. These subjects are framed by 2 key components: an academic component where students are earning UCLA credit with a UCLA faculty member, and also specialized co-curricular activities such as guest speakers, hands-on group learning, virtual networking events. The idea is that students walk away from a summer institute with an in-depth understanding of the subject of this institute and a more comprehensive understanding of both the academic and professional sides of that subject. Some key things to keep in mind about summer institutes: students must be 14 years old or older as of June 21st, 2021. And in relation to fees, once again, it's comprised of 2 components: one-time fees of $461 and program-specific fees. Now, if you're interested in a specific summer institute, please check out that link, summer.ucla.edu/fees, and that'll give you a comprehensive list of all of the fees for each specific summer institute. Now, looking at the summer institutes that we're offering this summer, in total for 2021, we're offering 23 different summer institutes. These are ranging from acting and performance to computer science to international development. Each of these subjects, as I've mentioned, comprises of 2 components: this academic component where you're earning UCLA credit, taking that with a UCLA faculty member, and that's complemented by these specialized co-curricular activities. If students really benefit from a smaller classroom setting, or students are very interested in any of the subjects that are listed here, I definitely think that the Summer Institutes are a great option to look into. Now for my next slide, I'm going to switch it over to Sarah, who will be speaking specifically about the Summer College Immersion program. Sarah, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Tim. And thank you to all of you for being here with us tonight. Like Tim mentioned, I'm going to tell you a little bit about SCIP, which is a pretty unique immersive experience geared towards students that are really ready to take that next step and move from high school to college. It's designed to provide you a comprehensive introduction to college academic life. So we offer workshops, lectures, seminars. I'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up here. But the way the program is structured is every student will take 1 to 2 courses, and that will be from around 40 to 45 different subject areas. And you can choose which courses that you want to take based off of your interests. Tim, could you click the next slide? Thank you. So we offer a wide variety, everything from STEM courses to humanities to the arts. So that really provides students the opportunity to dive into their interests that maybe they wouldn't ordinarily be able to explore during high school. We have all sorts of different subjects. And then on top of all of the courses you'll be taking, we offer co-curricular activities, and those are through the workshops, lectures, seminars that I mentioned. In the past, those have included workshops such as an admissions workshop with Gary Clark, who is our director of undergraduate admissions. We've also done workshops with our undergraduate research center, our undergraduate writing center, as well as more or workshops and seminars geared more towards college readiness and overall personal growth. So we have a leadership and public speaking seminar with Steve Yu, who is the assistant dean of the UCLA Law School. And especially in these very uncertain and often stressful times, we've been incorporating more wellness workshops into our program as well. So last year we had Dr. Marvin Belzer come in and do a workshop on mindfulness with our students. He is from the UCLA Mindful Awareness Research Center. So the way that the daily schedule is going to be structured for SCIP, it's a 6-week long program. So some courses will be a little bit longer than that, 8 to 10 weeks, depending on what course you decide to take, but all the co-curriculars will be only for the first 6 weeks. And you'll take your courses in the morning, anytime from 8 a.m. to about 3 p.m. And then in the afternoon, that's when we'll have the co-curricular components. That way you're not trying to shuffle around your schedule. Everything is pretty set. All right, so to cover our admission requirements, this program, like I mentioned, is really for that student that is pretty mature, ready to take that next step, looking at college, very focused on their future. And that's why we require students that apply to be rising juniors and seniors, which, oh, you actually don't need to be attending a US high school this year. This is our first year that we are opening up our program to international students. So as long as you're a rising junior or senior, you're welcome to apply. And then this year, the minimum GPA requirement will be a 3.5 unweighted GPA. What we require as part of the application is your unofficial transcript from ninth grade up until whatever semester and whatever grade you are currently, as well as a resume of extracurricular activities, your statement of purpose, and we need all of those materials by May 15th this year. As far as fees go, that will also vary depending on what courses you choose. Usually, most students take 1, 2 courses over the summer, so this program is about the same as taking the academic courses with the added bonus of the co-curricular component. So it will vary depending on the unit total, and that depends on the amount of courses you take. So this year, we also are offering the Summer Scholars Support Program, which is our need and merit-based scholarship for students that are currently in 8th through 11th grade. Um, our scholarship is actually already open, just like the SCIP application, and the application deadline for that will be April 1st. And you'll hear back pretty quickly. So by April 23rd, you'll have all of the award announcements for that. And the materials for that are all listed on our website as well. And they're actually fairly similar to SCIP. The prompts are a little different, but will require you to provide a resume and some short answer essay questions, as well as some of your tax information. And if you're already going to apply for SCIP or one of our other programs that requires essays, then if you're eligible for Summer Scholars, we highly recommend going ahead and applying for this program. You're already putting in the work, writing the essays, you might as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's always a pleasure to hear more about the Summer College Immersion program or the SCIP program. It's really an incredible program for high school students who really want to closely understand that university experience. Before I start the Q&A portion, I just want to thank you all for taking the time today to come and learn more about UCLA, and in particular, our summer programs for high school students. If after the presentation and Q&A, you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at info@summer.ucla.edu. Moreover, please feel free to check us out on www.summer.ucla.edu and on our Instagram, on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Perfect. So I'm going to stop sharing right now and I will start the Q&A portion of this presentation. Perfect. And Sarah, thank you for helping with the questions initially. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of good questions in here. Hopefully, I think we touched on some of them, or I tried to, at least for SCIP. So we'll hopefully, if your question hasn't been answered yet, we'll get to that now.
Perfect. All right. Just to start off with, one of the questions that we see is, okay, perfect. So Sarah, one of the questions is regarding the SCIP co-curricular activities. Someone has a question regarding kind of how are they formatted to make sure that students aren't interfering with their academic courses and with the SCIP co-curricular activities.
Oh, I just realized I was muted. So your classes will be in the morning and early afternoon, and then all of the co-curriculars will be in the later parts of the afternoon. We don't really have anything scheduled past about 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, so it won't carry on too far into the evening. Most of the co-curriculars are about an hour to an hour and a half long as well. And then any time that you're not in class or in the co-curricular components, that time is for you. So you're welcome to go to office hours for your classes or study. We also want to make sure that you have a nice work-life balance going on during the summer as well. So make sure that you're taking some time to relax, and that time can also be used for that.
Definitely. Thank you, Sarah. Another question someone had is regarding the remote instruction. Someone had a question regarding that. So yes, UCLA has extended remote instruction through summer. So there will be no in-person programs meeting this summer. All of our programs will be done remotely. It's going to be, in general, what I often let students know is that this past summer, we were able to do it successfully. Many students find that it's very convenient to take courses from the convenience of their home. But yes, this summer, summer 2021, we will have all remote instruction for our programs and our courses. Another question is regarding the application deadline and the Summer Institutes for international students. So for the deadline, the way that I would describe it would be for Summer Institutes, it would be May 1st. And for our individual courses, it will be May 14th. And then Sarah, if I'm correct, it's May 15th for the SCIP program. Am I correct? Perfect. And then in regards to Summer Institutes for international students, so this year, because all of our programs are going to be held through the remote instruction model, international students will be able to participate and they will not be needing F1 visa sponsorship. Perfect. Sarah, a question that a student has, they have a question regarding the difficulty of being accepted in summer sessions and a little bit about the difficulty of the scholarships. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. So let me start off with the programs first. Some of our programs are actually not admission based. So if you, for instance, just want to take classes outside of the SCIP program, we don't require an application for that. Same with some of our summer institutes. We don't require applications for quite a few of them. So basically, you go online, you register, and you're in. For the admission based programs like SCIP and then some of those other institute programs, um, the popularity and competitiveness, I will say, varies year to year. But what we like to tell students is that when they're completing their applications, to make sure that they are really answering all of the prompts for the essays, make sure that you are really showing why you want to participate in the program and putting your best foot forward. That's really the best that we ask for when we're reviewing applications. Same thing goes for the Summer Scholars Program. We also ask that students obviously try their best on the application, and we are looking for students that are definitely more academically motivated, but are also very passionate about whatever it is that they are studying. So, if you're applying for the Art Institute, for instance, we have some questions that will definitely allow you to tell us why you love art, why you want to participate in the Institute. For the scholarship, it is important to note as well, though, that it is both need and merit based. So, both of those will factor into our ultimate decisions. So keep that in mind when applying as well.
Thank you, Sarah. A question that someone had as well too is regarding registration for a specific summer institute. So for visiting high school students, the registration is open. It opened on Monday, February 15th. So you're able to go online and apply for the summer institutes and other programs that we have available. Perfect. And then, so this is another question. Sarah, so a student had a question regarding the enrollment process a little bit more. Is the enrollment process at UCLA Summer Sessions a first come or first serve type of situation?
For I'm assuming that they mean for everything, so I'll kind of cover it in sections here. So, for academic courses, which are any courses outside of the institute programs and outside of SCIP, those are going to be um, on a enrollment on a rolling basis. So we're pretty early on in the enrollment process right now, so you probably won't see them start to fill up until late April, early May. People are still trying to figure out what their summer plans are. They may not be ready to fully commit to taking classes. So they eventually will fill up, but not until much later. For the Summer Institute programs, those have a fixed amount of students that can participate as well. I know that we're remote and virtual, and a lot of students ask, well, if it's virtual, can't we have unlimited amounts of students? We would love to be able to do that, but unfortunately, we don't want to overwhelm our staff, and we want everyone to have the best possible experience and make sure that they have enough time with all of the instructors. So every institute does have a fixed amount of students that can participate, and we recommend, because those do tend to fill up much faster than the courses, that if there's one that you're interested in, that you apply for that sooner rather than later. And then for SCIP, we have rolling admission for the program until May 15th. And we don't necessarily have a very strict cap for that program. We are open to expansion. But to give you an idea, last year we had about 120 students participating. And we encourage you for that program as well if you're if you're thinking about applying, to do that sooner rather than later as well. Helps on our side for planning purposes, and then also for all of you, it's nice to be able to know what your summer plans are going to be.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah. A question that someone had is taking summer sessions going to increase your opportunity to get into UCLA? Excellent question. So I often let students know that attending UCLA summer sessions is one part of many components that go into being a successful undergraduate applicant for UCLA. It will not guarantee sole admission to UCLA as an undergraduate student. UCLA utilizes a holistic admissions process that looks through various components of your academics, your extracurriculars, but I do let students know that the benefits of UCLA summer sessions are walking away, understanding how university classroom is like, earning UCLA credits, and just diversifying your overall understanding of a certain area. And Sarah, another question that someone had over here is the SCIP application process the same or different from the Summer Institute or individual courses?
It is a little bit different, yes. So for the institute program, some of them will not be admissions based, or well, the best thing that I can tell you to do is that if you're interested in an institute program, look at that specific institute, because even if it's admissions based, not all of them have the same requirements for admission. So look at the specific program. For SCIP, we have the application components that I mentioned before: the resume of extracurricular activities, your unofficial transcript, and then your statement of purpose. So that may be different than some of the institutes. So definitely take a look at the individual program. For academic courses, we do not require an application.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah. And there's another question regarding if students are over 14 years old, can they take courses unless they want to participate in SCIP? So if students are going to be 14 years old, you would look towards the Summer Institutes as an option. Academic courses will require students to be 15 years old as of June 21st, which is the first day of courses. Perfect. And then a question, Sarah, is for pre-college summer institutes, are the lessons synchronous or asynchronous?
You said this was for SCIP?
For summer institutes.
Oh, for summer institutes. Okay. Um, our summer institutes, I believe, will be taught synchronously this year. It's That's just so that students have the best possible instructional experience. If there's an institute that you have a specific question about, please go ahead and send us an email, and we can give you some more information about what the schedule looks like. So if you're in a different time zone and you're considering participating, you have a better idea of what that might look like for you.
Definitely. And just to add on to Sarah's answer as well, too, if you're in a very different time zone, if I talk to students per se in East Asia or in parts of Western Europe, looking towards asynchronous courses might be a good option. If you look under our individual courses for academic courses, there's a way for you to filter through the UCLA schedule of courses to see which courses will be asynchronous, which might be a good option. Another question that I had here is regarding if you take a course at UCLA over the summer, is that credit transferable to another UC? So that's a great question. UCLA credit is based on the quarter system. So if you're attending another UC on the quarter system, it is likely that you'll be able to transfer that credit over. It's always good though to contact each specific university just to check in with them. But within the quarter system units, usually within the UC, it's a transferable credit. Awesome. And one of our, just to wrap up our questions over here, so someone's asking a question regarding SCIP. Does SCIP allow students to earn credit?
Yes, so all of our programs are credit bearing. So whether it is academic courses, summer institutes, or SCIP, you will be getting academic credit for it. I noticed that there was a question. I think I answered it in the Q&A a little while ago. Some courses have the option to take it for pass, no pass, or letter grade. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, you'll have an opportunity to change that grading basis as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah. And I have a question from someone regarding a little bit more about the differences between summer courses and summer institutes. So summer courses are going to be kind of adaptations of that 10-week long course that we have at UCLA during the academic year. That's going to be condensed to 3 weeks for summer intensive studies, or for our individual academic courses, those are going to range between 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 10 weeks, with the majority being 6 weeks long. Summer institutes are going to be this more hands-on learning experience. They combine two components, an academic component with a specialized co-curricular activities. I will often let students know when I'm talking to students that are kind of comparing and kind of deciding between either taking an academic course or summer institute, I let them know to kind of think a little bit more about what type of learning environment do they thrive in a little bit more. If you thrive in a smaller, more intimate classroom experience, you might look towards summer institutes because those tend to be smaller and offer some more hands-on learning experiences. If your goal this summer is to really walk away with a strong understanding of how a classroom experience looks like at UCLA, then you definitely might want to look into individual academic courses or the summer intensive studies. Perfect. Awesome. And then one of the last questions, just as we're wrapping up, is, Sarah, someone said that they have applied. Is there a timeline to hear back regarding getting into an institute?
I would say the typical response time is usually about 2 weeks. If the reviewers do review as applications come in, so if for some reason there's a surge of applications, they may be taking a little longer than that. But in general, I would say about 2 weeks or so. If you haven't heard back at around that time, go ahead and send us an email and we can check on the status of the application for you.
Perfect. And so that will wrap up our presentation today. I just want to take the time to thank you all for coming and learning more about UCLA and in particular our summer programs for high school students. Also, thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us this evening and talking about the SCIP program.